Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is January the 22nd, 2019, the home of the 2-minute price prediction, as well as giving you all the news according to the charts. We're going to talk about Aphria today. Okay, if you can tell by the thumbnail, we're asking you the question, don't buy Aphria until this happens. This is an article written from the Investor Place. We're going to go ahead and look at some of the highlights pertaining to don't buy Aphria until something occurs. And then we're going to leave you all with the question as whether or not is that good reading as to whether or not should you buy Aphria until this particular situation occurs or plays out. And also we're going to go ahead and look at the price chart. That's what we focus on, is solely the price chart. We don't focus on anything else, but we want to show you that the price chart has already placed a lot of this information to where the market wants to go, whether to the upside or to the downside. So if the price chart actually correlates to what this article is trying to insinuate, then we'll go ahead and lead in with what the article is trying to spell to us. But if it doesn't, we always will side with the price chart. That is the reliable information. That is always the truth. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this article is talking about, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the price chart to see if it's actually following what this particular author is trying to write. Okay, now one of the first things that got highlighted here is that an inadequate response to shady insider dealings threatens to undermine Aphria's stock. That is literally what we need to wait on as to determining whether or not Aphria is a buy, or should you stay on the sidelines until this situation actually comes about and plays out. Okay, now ever since, being that this cannabis industry is relatively new, Aphria stock is not the only stock that has seen a very substantial decrease to the downside. As one of the things I got highlighted right here, it has seen a decrease of about 55%, and a decrease of that magnitude does not happen without a point or a reason. And one of the reasons is because this research group right here, Hindenburg Research, has made a painful accusation calling Aphria a shell game with a cannabis business on the side. Now, Hindenburg Research, they are a shorting company, meaning they have a bias, and the bias is that they want the stock to completely fall so that they can recoup a lot of profit. Okay, so obviously they're going to try to lean more biasly to Aphria being weak and that it should not be a buy. Now, this controversy is the company's Latin American acquisitions, which Hindenburg labeled largely worthless. Now, Aphria went ahead and accordingly went out and acquired some property over there in Latin America. Well, Hindenburg did some research and they found out that the property that they actually had bought was literally worthless. It was gutted. There was no activity going on. And once they figured that out, that's when they came out with their accusations that Aphria is literally shelling out the investors. Okay, the buyouts had little to do with raising value for Aphria stock. Literally, the insiders had a financial stake in the acquired assets, so that's all they were doing. They wanted to line their pockets on the backs of the investors of Aphria stock. Okay, so going down a little further, on the other hand, prospective buyers interested in Aphria stock are still waiting for an official response. When Hindenburg came out with their accusations, the insiders of Aphria said that they're going to come out and respond to those accusations. And the question for all investors is right here: where is their response? Almost 2 months into the allegations, they haven't heard a word from the insiders of Aphria stock. Due to the gravity of the situation, management should have substantially defended themselves right away, and it's been 2 months. So now they should have another opportunity to try to address these accusations, and the next time will be during their second quarter conference call. 2 months, Aphria has not responded to the allegations that Hindenburg Research has brought to the forefront. That is a very glaring sign that they're trying to hide something. Okay, now this author of this article continues to go on and write that if the company did everything the right way, he'll look at Aphria stock as a long-term buy. Thanks to its low cost production costs and its robust output capacity, you get a lot for your money. But the value of this discount hinges on Hindenburg's ominous dark cloud. For one thing, we've seen questionable behavior from Aphria before. See, this has happened already in the past. Back in early spring of 2018, the executives or the insiders of the company failed to disclose its equity stake in takeover target Nuvera. Now, a lot of people, when they first heard of that news, probably just threw that off as a whim. Okay, great, one mistake, we'll let that slide. But this was the first indicator that the higher ups care more about their own pockets, their own profits, rather than the shareholders themselves. This was one indication. The bottom line is that this author, he likes the idea of Aphria, right? It's undervalued, low cost cannabis producer, but until it clears its name, Aphria stock is a huge gamble. So Josh, who is the author of this article, is literally stating that you need to stay on the sideline for Aphria until they clear up these allegations that Hindenburg Research has brought to the forefront. And considering that it's been 2 months for Aphria to respond and have not even heard anything from him yet, it's definitely writing on the wall that everyone needs to pay attention to. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the price chart for Aphria stock. And this was when the short sellers came into the market and the allegations came out into the market for this particular company, right? These during the month of December, towards the end half of November 2018 was when that negativity came out and pushed Aphria all the way back down to $4. Now, if you were able to time the market quite well and bought in on the first week of December 3rd, 2018, you could have been at least up almost about 50% in the market if you bought here at the bottom. Now, considering the fact that there is a lot of speculation going on, accusations, allegations going on with Aphria stock, for the market to have recovered the way that it has is pretty good. But literally you can tell here on this weekly chart that the resistance area is right there around $7.57. So the market definitely is going to get hit with some stockpile to try to push the market down from that particular price. So if you have not had the opportunity to buy in at these low prices in Aphria stock, then definitely you possibly have missed out on a move to the upside. Okay, now we may have a smidget opportunity to try to move up to higher prices in Aphria stock, but what happened today in the market definitely reveals the fact that there were some sellers in this particular space. Okay, so definitely keep your eyes open for this particular company. We're not seeing a huge upside potential to continue. Maybe around $7.60 right here to the low of this particular 4-hour bar, maybe hit $8. But overall, what we've seen in the market today is definitely indications that Aphria stock is getting hit with some stockpile today. Now, that doesn't negate the fact that the market is not overly weak. We are still in an upward trajectory in this space, but I'm just literally cautioning you all that the $8, $7.60 price are areas of resistance. And with us seeing this amount of volume today in this space, definitely seems the fact that we're going to see some movement to the downside, at least in the near term. Okay, so as what Josh wrote in his article, from what the price chart is trying to stipulate, it definitely reveals the fact that, yeah, we need to stay on the sideline according to what both of these indicators are trying to reveal to us. Okay, Aphria stock definitely is not a glaring buy. More or less, it looks like it's going to hold a little bit more consolidation, but with that uncertainty in the space, I'm really not expecting it to really move too high from where it's trading now. Okay, and again, with the volume that we've seen today on the daily price chart, definitely reveals that there were some sellers in the market. So overall, I think we have already came to the top of this particular stock for the time being, and I will be looking for it to try to hit and move back down to lower prices. Okay, now we might just come back down to this top of this particular bar here, which was at $6.60. But overall, the market in the Aphria stock is just going to pump the brakes, not necessarily moving high as it's trading now. It might come up to $8, but besides that, I'm really not seeing a lot of strength coming into this particular stock right now, considering the fact they have not really responded back to those allegations that Hindenburg Research has put to the forefront for all of us to see. So overall, if you guys can tell here I'm gonna show you this here before I go ahead and draw this ascending line in the market in Aphria stock. Okay, so keep this in mind that the stock can come up here to the top of this ascension line that I just drawn and then get pushed back down to lower prices. So literally that's what the market is telling us that it's going to do. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting the market to do. It might has already occurred to where we won't even get this ascension line, but overall we can still see the movement to the downside. I'm just leaning towards Aphria moving to the downside. Okay, give us your thoughts, give us your opinion. If this is your first time coming to this channel, make sure that you all go ahead and like and share this video, and as well hit that bell notification so you become notified of when we upload this particular type of content. We're here to show you all that you can predict price movement without causing anyone any confusion. Again, make sure you all maintain profitability, and I will talk to you all later.